All right, let's see. Is this thing on? Hello in there. Is it on? Richard, is it working? I don't know. You kids and your technology. Too close, too far away. Let me see. You know, in my day, if we sat around talking to a camera, everybody would think you were ready for the loony bin. I mean, who would sit around and talk to a camera when you can have pleasant conversation with your neighbor, your sister, your brother? I mean, these kids. All right, let's see. That looks a little bit better. Oh, there you are. There I am. Hello, everybody. My name is Aunt Glenda. I don't know if Sarah's told you about me before, which I'm sure she has because, you know, it's very hard to forget about Aunt Glenda. Everybody loves me. Everybody always says, Glenda, you're so beautiful, you're so smart, you're so talented, you're so funny, you're so witty. I mean, how do you do it all? You know what I say? I'm just me. I just am who I am. People like me, and that's that. Anyway, today, Rich and Sarah, and by the way, isn't Richard adorable? I've told Sarah time after time again that if he had met me first, we might have a different arrangement here, you know? Anyway, Sarah and Richard have both asked me here today because they thought that I come with age and beauty and wisdom and plenty of pearls of wisdom to share with all of you. Now, let me tell you a few things before we begin, okay? I am 64 years old, and in my 64 years of beauty and life and vitality, I have picked up quite a few pearls of wisdom. So I would like to share with you each week a few notes, a few ideas, a few bits of information that I have picked up in my years on this planet. So today's topic of conversation is going to be all about dating and marriage and how to catch the guy or the girl of your dreams. All right, kiddos, story time, right? All right, I know you're gonna like this one. All right, so I've been married to my wonderful husband, Morty, for over 42 years, almost 43 years. I met Morty when I was just a young girl. Might I say, I was quite the girl. Old Glenda here had all the boys of the land. I had my pick of them. They'd come in droves to the door. They'd ask my mother. They'd say, why can't I marry Glenda? Why doesn't Glenda like me? They'd offer my father wonderful things, and my mother would say, you know, Glenda's just kind of picky. She's holding out for the best. And the richest, probably, truth be told. I ended up marrying for love, for my heart. Aunt Glenda has a few tricks up her sleeve to help you out today, so keep on watching. Alright, so before we get a little more in-depth on this subject, I'm wondering, do you mind if I drink some coffee? This is a mug that my sweet daughter got for me. Every time I see this, it makes me smile because I am her mother and I do love coffee. Excuse me just a minute, talk amongst yourselves just a second. Okay, where was I? I was talking about Morty, my husband. Anyway, let's talk about Morty. Well, sometimes, you know, I'm going to start it off with this. Ladies, it is just as easy to fall in love with a rich man as it is to fall in love with a poor man, if you know what I'm saying, okay? I'm not saying that you marry just for love or for looks. You know, you need to marry a man that can support you, okay? At the end of the day, you want to marry someone who can support you. Now, Morty's a hard worker. He's intelligent, reasonably intelligent. I mean, you know, he's no Einstein, but he's okay, you know. He's not the brightest crayon in the box, but it's all right. He's intelligent enough. He's caring. He's a good father to my children. One thing, though, he is so cheap, okay? When my oldest daughter, Marissa, got married, I said, Morty, we have to give her the wedding that will be the talk of the town. She's our first daughter to get married, and I want to have an amazing wedding. What did he say? I said, I want to have the brisket. I want a spring for the beef brisket. What did he do? He said, we're going for the chicken. How embarrassed am I to go for the chicken to my new in-law? But that was Morty. So Morty's biggest flaw, he's stubborn. That's number one. And he's cheap. Number two. Okay? All right. Let me go down a little story that happened last week. Okay? Take you down memory lane with me. Last week is about 8 o'clock at night, right? Saturday night. We don't go out dancing or partying anymore. Our Saturday night is happily spent at home with a nice cup of tea, watching to see what's on the YouTube channel. We always watch Rich and Sarah on the YouTube channel. But we also like to catch up on all of our shows. You know, we love that Chip and Joanna. They are so cute, and I love to see all the house renovations, but that's besides the point. I'm getting ahead of myself here in my story. So anyway, I had just taken my shower, I had my house dress on, and I had curlers up in my hair, and I said I'm ready for bed, you know, in the next hour or so. Sitting there drinking my tea, petting my cat, you know, like I usually do. We're New Yorkers, by the way, so there's snow outside. You know, it's not just lovely sunny and rainbows like it is here in Southern California where Rich and Sarah are. No. So Morty comes in and he says, Glenda, I have to have a pastrami sandwich. And I'm thinking, Morty, it's 8:45 at night on a Saturday evening. I'm already in my house dress. I've got my curlers up in my hair. There's no way I'm gonna be leaving out of this place, you know? And there's snow on the ground outside. This is New York, for goodness sakes. He says, I have to have a pastrami sandwich, Glenda. Well, one thing about Morty is that when he has to eat, he has got to eat. I am telling you, that man gets hangry. So I said, fine, Morty, fine. I threw on a coat, I put on my snow boots, and we got in the car, and we got ready to go and get him a pastrami sandwich, okay? I go to the first place with him, and I said, let's order you a pastrami sandwich. I mean, I'm always up for some good deli. As long as I'm out here in Southern California with Rich and Sarah, I have been enjoying Canta's Jewish Deli. It has been amazing. Anyway, beside the point. We get in the car, we go to the first deli, okay? And I said, he'd like a pastrami sandwich. As soon as he walks in, as soon as Morty walks up, he looks at the prices on the menu and he says, I am not paying $10 for a pastrami sandwich. You're crazy, Glenda. And I'm like, oh my goodness, by now it's 9 o'clock at night. We're lucky that we haven't been killed or taken hostage by one of these Uber drivers, you know? So we get back in the car and I said, let's try one more deli along the way home. I'm so sorry. Could you hold that thought just a minute, dolls? Just a minute. I'm getting one of these text messages and let me see. Smiley face emoji, heart emoji, coffee, and cat. All right. Sorry, hun. All right. Back to the story. So we leave the first restaurant and we head on to the second restaurant, right? And I'm thinking, at this deli, for sure, Morty will eat the sandwich because Morty has to eat when Morty has to eat. So we walk in and at this deli, the pastrami sandwich is $8. Again, Morty says, I'm not paying $8 for a pastrami sandwich. And I say, Morty, when was the last time you took anybody out or went out to a fancy restaurant or to any kind of restaurant? And maybe it's time you start looking at the prices and realizing that the times have changed and that Glenda here makes quite the meal for you at home for half the cost. But now we're out and about in public and you're gonna have to crack open your wallet, hun. So, I know my Morty, and when he gets upset, he's not gonna pay full price for anything. I mean, he's so cheap. This is a man that is so cheap. Remember, he bought the chicken at my daughter's wedding, okay? I'm telling you, right? Cheap. Does not like to spend money. This is a man who I cut his hair constantly. I cut his hair. I fold and press his clothes. I mean, he doesn't realize how good he really has it, you know? But I'm, you know, my mother trained me well. I'm a great wife. I don't mind, you know, great wife and a good mother. Anyway, so I said, Marty, if you want a pastrami sandwich that bad and your craving is that bad for it, then let's just grab all the stuff right now to go home and make a pastrami sandwich since we're at the deli. We'll grab the meat, we'll grab the bread, we'll grab some cheese, we'll grab arugula, all that kind of stuff, and we'll go home. And I will make you the best pastrami sandwich that you have ever had. So Morty says, okay, because at least if he pays that price for the meat and everything, you know, he knows he can have it for a few days and it's not just the one day. So we take everything home, we schlep it all into the car. P.S. I'm driving. Morty's not the thinnest of men. Let's just say this. He's put on a few pounds since we got married. Haven't we all a little bit? But you know, some people look cute a little chubbier. And some people, not a great look for them. Morty's the latter. Anyway. We get all this stuff in the car, we schlep it all through the snow, I go home, I put it in the kitchen, I said, hon, Morty, why don't you just relax in your easy chair, okay? Go put on Jeopardy. I taped it earlier on the DVR, and, you know, just relax. Glenda's got this, sweetie. So, he kicks up his feet, he puts on his house slippers, I go into and I start to prepare the best pastrami sandwich that this man has ever tasted. As I'm preparing the sandwich, I'm cutting up the deli pickles and I'm making sure that everything is just right. I have some bagel chips. I've got the whole thing set, right? The whole shebang. I walk in, it's all plated for him. I even plated it nicely. I take it into the other room. What is Morty doing? Where is Morty? He's kicked back in his easy chair like this. Mouth open, snoring. After I schlepped him all around New York City to every possible deli, the man is sleeping in his easy chair. You know, this is just a typical night with Morty. P.S. Long story short, love is about doing the things that you don't want to do because you know it's the right thing to do, right? Am I right? Do you agree with Auntie Glenda here? So, when you found a good one, when you've got a good egg like I have in my Morty, you hold on to them, okay? And you make sure that they're happy, and they'll make sure that you're happy. I've always been a happy woman. I'm not the richest woman, okay? I'm maybe not the most beautiful. That's a matter of opinion, you know what I mean? But I'm happy, and that's what really matters. My heart is happy. I'm happy with my Morty. I'm happy with our children. And at the end of the day, if Morty wants a pastrami sandwich, I'll schlep him all throughout New York City to get him a pastrami sandwich. So that is it, my friends. I hope you've enjoyed my pearl of wisdom today from Auntie Glenda. I love you all. You guys look like butter. You're all so beautiful. Look at you. Look at you, Rich and Sarah. They didn't tell me what a great audience they have. They didn't tell me what wonderful viewers they have. Anyway, I hope I'm welcomed back here again. I would love to come back next time with Rich and Sarah here. I'm staying with them for a few weeks until this awful cold front leaves New York. Oy vey. Oh my goodness, just thinking about getting back in the snow makes me sick. Anyway, I hope to see you next week. Oh, there's my text message. Don't you just love these cell phones? You know, they're so amazing. Technology, I'm telling you. Technology. All right, you guys. You know, now I don't feel so funny sitting here talking to a camera. I'm actually kind of liking it. I like to sing. I like to dance. This is Glenda, and I will see you guys back here next time. Bye! Okay, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. Aunt Glenda is based after one of my great aunts, and so I had a lot of fun doing it. From time to time, Rich and I will do different sketches and different comedy skits, but we love to share also about our homeschooling, and we love to share about our family, everyday life and vlogs, Disneyland vlogs, and so much more. So we hope you choose to hit that red subscribe button and to come back and to be part of Rich and Sarah Learning as We Grow. Bye, guys.